But I'm going to give you one example. I mean, this is a story I've told several times, and Susie suggested it might be a good example of how partnering can work. And we talked a little bit about our sons. And this is a story, and let me give a disclaimer before I start. We have done this for 21 years. The child I'm about to explain to you was either the most or second most homesick child we have seen in 21 years.
Big outlier. You know,
this is like
Six Sigmas.
You'll see one more if not
No. Honestly, this is out of 5,000, 6,000 kids, the most homesick child ever had. So I'm telling you this story so you'll hear the mother's story, not so you'll think this would happen to your child.
What's the age?
He was 7. His older sister had been in camp with us for 3 years. By the way, quick observation. 98% of second graders are ready to camp for 3 weeks. And only 4% of the parents.
Rising second graders?
Leaving second grade.
Rising third graders.
Leaving first grade, it's about 75%.
Okay.
But only about 3% of the parents think they are.
Yeah.
It's been my observation, is that kids are more capable than we give them credit for. But anyway, so this little boy was the younger sister of a gal who had come to camp for 3 years. And she loved camp. I mean, it was like her favorite place in the world. So we couldn't wait for him to show up, right? He was going to love camp just the same way. And he arrives at camp, and he is attached to his mother's side. Does not want to leave in any circumstance. And she basically has to peel him away from her. And he starts to cry. He starts saying things like, "Mommy, why are you doing this to me?" Yelling. It was a difficult scene. She leaves. And he proceeds to have the most difficult time I've ever seen. He's not a little homesick. He is homesick every day for 21 days.
I'm on the phone with the mom all the time.
We talk to mom and dad
talk to parents
multiple times a day. But in this case,
Yeah.
the division leader was every day. Both counselors were every day. Susie and I were there almost every day. Toward the third week, he would have days where he might have more tearless hours and tearful hours, but I'm not sure.
Why didn't they come and pick him up?
This is the story. No, I'll tell you why. We show up on the last day and we say, "Alice, we're so sorry. We feel like we failed you. I'm glad we'll see Hannah again, but we won't come back to camp." She goes, "Oh, he'll be back." And she must have seen in my face I had that look like
Like what?
should we call Child Protective Services? She goes, "He'll be back, and let me tell you why. I have a vision for my boy. Right now we call him Barnacle Boy. He cannot be separated from my side."
I mean, not just at camp, but year round.
Yeah.
He struggled with this.
And I have a vision of a father, of a partner, of a leader, of organizations and of companies, of a world traveler, of a man that sees no problems but only opportunities. I have a vision for my son, and it's not Barnacle Boy. And you're part of my plan. I know he's safe with you. I know he's loved with you. And this will be hard for him. And the only person it's harder on is me. I died a little bit every day. But I have a vision for my son. Came back the next year. He was kind of homesick. The third year, doesn't cry a lick. Last year, his 7th, he's nominated and is a finalist for the most outstanding camper in camp. And he writes a letter to the camp about how he learned that he can be spectacular without his mom.
The third year, he was asking to stay longer.
Yeah.
Camp 3 weeks, and he said, "Can I stay 6?" So sometimes it takes a little while, but
he was Barnacle Boy no more. And so my point is, this is a partnership story. That we were part of her plan.